Hello and welcome. My name is Andrew. I'm going to show you how I painted the skeleton archer. I know I'm a little late to the spooky, scary skeletons party, but hey, the undead can rise whenever they want. This figure is from Cults 3D. I'll be sure to link the mini in the description box. To start, I turn on my Bluetooth speaker and put on some dungeon synth. Then I give this archer a gray primer with a white zenithal highlight from above. After that, I choose my color palette. I start with the bones, since they're kind of everywhere, and it's typically easiest to start from lightest to darker colors, just in case you mess up and need to fix anything. The bone color is skeleton bone, with a drop of pallid bone speed paint mixed in. The speed paint both acts as a thinner and also gives the paint that speed painty quality. I like to use this method for more translucent paints, like yellows and whites. Once that's done, I add the shadow color, which is going to be just skeleton bone with a bit of gray mixed in. You could also use black for this step, but remember that black is a very strong color compared to gray, and your color may get muddied instead of getting a shade darker like you want. I focus this new color on the areas where the light is not hitting, like the edge of the arms and the legs. Last, I do the highlights. For this, I'm using pure mummy robes. I'm gently hitting the raised areas with my sable brush that has a very fine tip. Brush control is key with these brushes, and the difference between a sable and synthetic brush is just night and day. Next, I add color to the cloth. I chose Wizard's Orb, which is now Pharaoh Guard in the Army Painter Fanatic range. Yeah, I still have the old range. It works when I need it to. Same deal here for the shadows. I mix in a little gray and hit the areas where the sun don't shine. For the highlight, I mix a little bit of Eternal Hunt into the Wizard's Orb and come back with my sable brush. Remember, less is usually more with highlights. You don't want to cover up all the work you just did, unless you're glazing the colors for better blending. I will be doing that a little bit later on, but nothing too extreme. Next, I'll hit those wraps. For these, I just use Paratrooper Tan, followed by a really thin wash of black. I want the wraps to look grimy, but still retain that cloth look. I then sop up the excess with the brush so we don't get any unwanted pooling. I went back with Paratrooper Tan and just touched the edges of the wraps to sell that illusion of light on material. For the quiver and the armor, I'm using my own brand of non-metallic metal. I call it shading and highlighting. I start with flesh bronze tone as the base coat. From there, I add a little bit of sunshine yellow to the raised areas. Then I add a glaze, which is just a watered down version of a wash, over those sunshine yellow areas, and the surrounding bronze areas, to blend those colors nicely. Sometimes you will need multiple glazes, especially for very transparent colors. I repeat the process with lighter and lighter yellows until I'm happy with how it looks. The colors I used were Demonic Yellow and Moon Dust. Note, I like to use moon dust sparingly, especially because it's so bright. Then, at the risk of making this look like a total dumpster fire, I create a tarnished color for the bronze. Quick chemistry lesson. Bronze does not rust like iron does. Bronze gains what we call a patina. The patina does not eat away at the bronze like rust does to iron. It's actually pretty structurally sound. If you're in a dry environment, bronze turns brown. If you're near salts or water, you get that really infamous green patina. If you can't tell, I like to be as realistic as I can with my minis, and I invite you to do the same. I chose a brown tarnish for this archer, since I imagined him buried in the sand for eons. I water this down quite a bit, and then use a gentle stroke to get all over that bronze. I sop up any excess with a makeup sponge, and then I squint really hard. Do I like it? No? I'll add one more layer. Last, I do the bow, arrows, and the feathers on the helmet. For the bow, I use Ruddy Umber. I love this color. It's a great ruddy brown color that looks good for most things made of wood. I also use this for the arrows. For the feathers on the arrows, I use mummy robes with another dark wash over it. We want these arrows to look really nasty. Last, I use some bright colors for the feathers on the helmet. I want those to pop against the tarnished bronze. Perhaps the feathers are the source of the skeleton's reanimation, and therefore should look bright. You could push this even further with some object source lighting, but I won't do that for this video. To round this piece off, I'll put it on a base. I use a wooden checker, white glue, and sand. I sometimes like to add extra bits to the base, like cork or rocks. The choice is yours. As long as your base makes sense for your character, it doesn't really matter how busy or barren the base is. And once I paint the rim black, this piece is done. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing. That's the easiest way to support my channel. If you want to support me further, I'm leaving my coffee link in the description. I don't drink coffee, but we could pretend that it's a nice cup of strong black tea instead. Oh man, now I gotta start my kettle. There's never just one skeleton. Oh no, the eternal hordes will flood in like a plague, claiming everything they touch. The flesh is weak, but the bones are strong. I invited some community members to join in on the fun. The contestants were from my Discord and my Tumblr page. We held a friendly competition in large, very large quotes. People would submit their own skeletons and would win awards based on the minis. Are you ready? Okay, I love this one. This one wins most realistic for sure. I mean, look at that patina, it's gorgeous. I'm going to call this one most classic. This has a classic Dungeons and Dragons feel, and I love that really soft umber tone that this mini has. If you want to take part in these types of activities, consider joining my Discord. It's free, and we like to learn new things and share our knowledge there. Knowledge is power, but if we don't share it, we're powerless. If you want to see more content like this, follow me on my social media accounts and check out my Discord. My Ko-fi also has free and paid content, ranging from PDF tutorials and also minis waiting for a new home. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!